Hello there guys, welcome to another of my live videos, and on this video I am going to be giving you my match reaction for the Norwich Manchester United game, which has just ended. Norwich City 1, Manchester United 2 in the FA Cup quarter-finals after extra time. So it is very, very good that we have progressed to the semi-finals of the competition, because like I've said to you, the FA Cup is definitely a priority for us, and also to the Europa League is a priority for us. So we have got a chance of winning 2 trophies this season under Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. Now the goals came from Odin Gallo. He scored the first goal in the first half. That was obviously, Gallo's 5th goal in 4 starts for Manchester United, and he has enjoyed a fantastic start to his Manchester United career, Odin Gallo. And I did say on my preview that, he would have been starting the game today. Obviously, Gallo, he's here for another 7 months, because a couple of weeks ago we did extend Odin Gallo's loan until the end of January 2021 and all of that. But we brought him in on January deadline day. We brought him in as a backup to Rashford, don't forget. But yeah, he scored the first goal. Odin Gallo was a very, very good strike as well from Gallo. Of course, Norwich equalised in the second half from Todd Cantwell. It was Buendia, who got the assist, and it was a very, very good strike from Todd Cantwell. And of course, Harry Maguire had scored our second goal towards the end of extra time and all of that. So, that was the goals. Now, Solskjaer did make several changes from the 3-0 win against Sheffield United. Of course, like I said, Romero started in goal, as I said he would. Of course, Delors was at right back. He started at right back. Of course, Bailly came in at centre half. We saw Fred and McTominay in that midfield. Like I said, Gallo started. Of course, Jesse Lingard started. Solskjaer did confirm prior to the game that Jesse Lingard would have been starting. Also, too, as well, Juan Mata had started the game. So Solskjaer, had made a lot of changes. But anyway, let's get into it now, what I thought of the game. I thought, to be quite honest with you, Norwich, played very, very well. So I've got to give, Norwich a lot of credit. They played with a lot of resilience. They did get good numbers forward. Norwich also defended really, really well in the game. I thought probably Norwich's best player was Todd Cantwell. I thought he, had a really, really good game for Norwich. I thought Lucas Rupp, he didn't have a bad game for Norwich either. Buendia, he also had a good game for them. Max Aarons, he didn't have a bad game for Norwich either. But they did look very, very good on the counter-attack. And in that first half, Norwich, got down that left-hand side far too easily and all of that. But, we wasn't great in that first half, to be quite honest with you. There were actually, wasn't many chances in that first half. Of course, Odin Gallo had that great chance. It was a lovely flick, by the way, from Scott McTominay, but Gallo, couldn't really connect with that. But we grew into the game, as, the game did go on. And then in the second half, we did, look much better in the second half, to be quite honest with you. Of course, Solskjaer, he brought 6 substitutions on in total. But I thought, Paul Pogba was exceptional, when he came on in the game. He did very, very well, did Paul Pogba. Had some, very, very good chances. So, he was unlucky not to get his name on the score sheet. Also, too, Anthony Martial, he did really, really well when he came on. He looks very, very effective. Also, too, Marcus Rashford, he was exceptional when he came. Well, later on, he was exceptional. He didn't really do out straight away when he came on. He had a couple of, decent chances, though, did Rashford. Of course, Greenwood, he also had a couple of decent chances, when he came on in the game. But Tim Krul did very, very well in Norwich's goal because, he made a lot of imperative saves. Don't forget Harry Maguire had that headed chance just before he got the winner, and Tim Krul, of course, had saved that. Bruno Fernandes, he had some good chances in that. He wasn't quite accurate today, was Bruno Fernandes. He had a lot of shots from far range, did Bruno Fernandes. and all of that. But yeah, very, very good win for us. Everyone expected us, to cruise past Norwich. I was expecting maybe 3 or 4 nil maybe, but Norwich, put a very, very good fight up. They really, really did, and I thought Onel Hernandez did very, very well for them when he came on. To be quite honest with you. But Norwich, they were looking to get to their first semi-final. Was it since like 19 something? I can't remember the exact date. But they was looking, to get to their first semi-final for so many years. Of course, this was Norwich's first time in the FA Cup quarter-finals since the 1991-1992 season. So, we have beaten Norwich now for the third time this season, because earlier on in the season we're beating them by 4 goals to 0 at Old Trafford, and we're beating them by 3 goals to 1 at Carrow Road and all of that. But I did say, we've got a very, very good record against Norwich. We are unbeaten now in our last 14 games in all competitions, and this is our best vein of form since Ole Gunnar Solskjaer was the interim manager. I think the semi-final draw is sometime tomorrow. It is, sometime tomorrow and all of that. But, there was some good individual performances from Man United. There was also some good individual performances from Norwich and that. But, let's be honest, it wasn't the best game of football. I thought in the first half, it was very, very poor. There wasn't much pace. It lacked intensity, did the game. But Norwich, I've got to credit them, they did defend really, really well. Norwich were hoping to get to the semi-finals of the FA Cup because obviously, they're sitting bottom of the Premier League. They are going to get relegated, are Norwich. They have not lost 20 games now in the Premier League. Daniel Farke, I think this has been now his third season with Norwich City. Obviously, he's a former Borussia Dortmund manager. I think he was also at Lipstadt as well. Was Daniel Farke and all of that. But Norwich, will be disappointed that they conceded late on. It was looking likely it was going to head to penalties. But there again, on the other hand, Norwich will be delighted, that they did progress to the FA Cup quarter-finals and that. So we're on a really, really good cup run now. We've just beaten Norwich. In the previous round, we're beating Derby 3-0. In the fourth round, we're beating Tranmere 6-0. And in the third round, we beaten Wolves by 1-0. And of course, that game it did go to a replay. By the way, we did concede today. That was the first goal we'd conceded in the FA Cup. The player ratings will be coming up tomorrow for the game, by the way. The player ratings will be coming up. But I did say, Solskjaer, would have made a lot of changes because obviously, he's going to I said he was going to run arrest some players for the Brighton game on Tuesday and that. But I did say, we can finish the season on a high. We can finish the season on a high. We have got 7 games now remaining in the Premier League. And in reality, we should win at least 6 of them 7 remaining games. Of course, we want to finish in that top 4 because definitely top 4 is a priority for us. It is a chance for us, getting qualification for the Champions League for next season. And we do want qualification for the Champions League for next season because it is a chance for us, getting the players that we want in the summer transfer window, and plus it will generate money. But I think actually, Solskjaer did recently lay out his objectives, and he did say that he's targeting a third place finish and all of that. So like I said, if we could win the FA Cup and we could win the Europa League and we could get into that top 4, it would be a fantastic achievement for Manchester United and Ole Gunnar Solskjaer and all of that. But of course, in the game against Brighton on Tuesday, we're obviously going to make quite a lot of changes from the game, tonight against Norwich. We are going to make a lot of changes and all of that. But yeah, I'm very, very happy. I am very, very happy. And by the way, Norwich were down to 10 men for the for the lot of the game. Don't forget, Tim Close had been sent off for fouling Odi Nagalo. I also forgot to mention that. So let's put that into the equations now. Norwich did really, really well, to say they had 10 men. They really, really did in that. Like I've updated you on my recent videos today, Ole Gunnar Solskjaer is unsure what he will have to spend in the summer transfer window with the financial impact with the coronavirus pandemic. So he is unsure. And Solskjaer, did say, though, he made an admission saying that, it will be harder for us now to win trophies. Don't forget, Solskjaer did say in the press conference prior to this game against Norwich, he did say, didn't he, Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, that it hurts seeing Liverpool as champions, but he congratulated Liverpool, for winning the Premier League and all of that. But Solskjaer, did say that Liverpool will find it difficult to repeat the run of Alex Ferguson's title. So what he's saying is Liverpool, will struggle to dominate like we did under the Alex Ferguson era. Of course, Alex Ferguson endured 26 years with us. Obviously, he endured 22 years of success because, Ferguson didn't win out in his first 4 years at the football club. So it took him, Alex Ferguson time to settle in, but won a total of 38 major honours under Ferguson, including 13 Premier League titles. But obviously, before these 13 Premier League titles, we didn't win a title for 26 years. We didn't win a title for. But like I said, no one will replicate Ferguson's legacy at Manchester United. And in general, no one will replicate Alex Ferguson's legacy. No, last as long as Alex Ferguson did either. So let's just put that into the equation. But, maybe, Solskjaer, could emulate in, to Sir Alex Ferguson and that. And maybe, Solskjaer is the foreseeable future for Manchester United. And like I've said to you, we do need to give him time at the football club. We've got to give him at least another season at Manchester United because, like I mentioned, it is a transition period and it has been a transition period for quite some time. But I've definitely seen improvements now under Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, especially in this 14-game unbeaten run. Players have really, really improved. Definitely, the top players, they've also improved as well. We've improved in the transfer market under Solskjaer. We've definitely improved in the transfer market under him. What I mean is, Solskjaer's got the players that I wanted to recommend in to the football club. Of course, so far, he's just spent over £200 million at Manchester United. And, of course, he's enjoyed 3 transfer windows at the football club. Of course, the summer transfer window will be Solskjaer's 4th transfer window as Manchester United manager and all of that. And a lot of aspects of our game have really, really improved, if you've noticed. It wasn't great today against Norwich, but, we improved as the game grew on. Like I mentioned, we pressed high. We made it difficult for Norwich to play out of their own half. We created, some very, very good chances. I don't know how many chances we created, actually, didn't read the stats. We also had, the vast majority of the possession. So, yeah, I think, we are going somewhere now under Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. I really, really do. And I think our expectations next season will be to challenge for the title. And Solskjaer's hoping, that we can challenge for the title next season. In reality, I think, we're around 3 signings or maybe 4 signings off challenging for the title and all of that. So we have got to find a way to stop Liverpool because, Liverpool are dominating now. And I don't think they are one season wonders, I think Liverpool will continue to dominate. Liverpool are now Premier League champions. It's their first ever Premier League and they have ended their 30-year drought of Liverpool. They've ended their 30-year drought and it is their 19th title overall. So they are only one behind us because we're on 20 titles. So if Liverpool were to win it next season, they would be, level with us. And it is, Jurgen Klopp's 4th major honour as Liverpool manager because Liverpool won the Super Cup earlier on in the season, the FIFA Club World Cup, and they also won the Champions League at the end of last season, did Liverpool and that. So yeah, definitely the best team in Europe now, best team in England and that, and probably one of the best teams in the world, or probably are, or they probably are, the best team in the world and all of that. Probably, some people believe Solskjaer can be the next Jurgen Klopp. Because let's put into the equation, Jurgen Klopp didn't settle in straight away at Liverpool. It took him time. He had to build, a great team at Liverpool, and that's exactly, what Jurgen Klopp has done. And, this is exactly, what Solskjaer is now planning to do at Manchester United, build the next great Manchester United team. We want this team, to replicate, what the team, did under Alex Ferguson and that. And I think, we have got a good squad at the moment. We just need to make a few more signings. I heard, the other week that we'd been given around, that our transfer budget had been revealed, sorry. And he said, we were going to get given around £270 million to spend in the summer transfer window and all of that. This is, what it had said. This is what it had said. But, Woodward, he said the other month that, we won't do business as usual in the summer transfer market. But he did say, we will remain competitive in the summer transfer market and all of that. Back in May, our net debt had risen up by around, was it £130 million? Our net debt now is just over 429 million. And like I said to the coronavirus pandemic had cost us around £28 million and all of that. But, I still think, we can enjoy the perfect summer transfer window. I really, really do. Chelsea, they've done really, really good business so far. They got Hakim Ziyech in February from Ajax. They recently got Timo Werner. And Chelsea, are looking to build on this. They really, really are and that. But I'm convinced next season, we can, challenge for the title. I'm very, very convinced we can, because this has been the 7th season now. We have failed to mount any kind of title challenge up. And obviously, we haven't won the Premier League since 2013. So the last time we won it was in Alex Ferguson's last season and all of that. And like I said, we have been playing catch-up for the last 7 years. We really, really have been playing catch-up for the last 7 years in that. But one of the main explanations why we've been so inconsistent for the last 7 years is, reflecting on the mistakes we've made. I think a lot of the decisions we've made haven't been the right decisions and that. And reflect on this, being very, very critical of Ed Woodward. We've also been critical of the Glazers for several years as well. There has been cultural problems at the football club as well for several years. There's players over the years who we've brought in who we shouldn't have brought in. There's players as well, on the other hand, who we've brought in who we obviously should have kept in that. And our recruitment policy's been poor for several years. It really, really hasn't that. But, like I said, I'm willing to back Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. I was very, very critical of him earlier on in the season. A lot of Manchester United fans were very, very critical of him earlier on in the season, because earlier on in the season, we enjoyed our worst start to a Premier League season for 30 years and all of that. And, and I've already said to what saved his job at Manchester United. And I think definitely the signing of Bruno Fernandes has saved his job. We've done very, very well against the big six sides this season, because we've taken like 18 points against the big six sides this season, which is obviously, very, very good. You can say that's also saved his job as well. Ole Gunnar Solskjaer's and that. But I think we're heading in the right direction now. It's, the last game we lost was that 2-0 home defeat to Burnley. But since then, we've just, done very, very well and all of that. But like I said, in the game tonight against Norwich, we weren't at our best. But all that matters is, we still got the win. And we have now progressed to the semi-finals of the FA Cup. There's actually no chance, we could get Manchester City in the semi-finals and that. But Solskjaer has been at the football club now for a year and a half. He's been at the football club. He has been at the football club a year and a half. And like I said, I've taken positives from his tenure so far. Solskjaer's recommended 5 good players in. He's also got rid of a lot of the deadwood since he got recommended in to the football club. I think a total of like 19 players have left since Ole Gunnar Solskjaer got recommended in. I think also too, Solskjaer has promoted the youth very, very well as well. So I've got to give him a lot of credit for that, Solskjaer. Don't forget, we are going to release 9 academy players by, I think, next week, because that's when their current contracts do expire and all of that. To be fair, though, we have extended a lot of players' contracts since Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, came in to the football club. So that's obviously, very, very good news. Just wait there a second. That's obviously, very, very good and all of that. But we have still got around, is it 8 or 9 players' contracts that are due to expire next year. Recently, it was Scott McTominay that had signed a new contract at Manchester United. He'd signed a 5-year deal at the football club. So that keeps him under contract with us until 2025. There is also an option of a further year. I don't think McTominay was too good in the first half today. Neither was Fred, to be quite honest with you, but still good players. Fred and McTominay have enjoyed exceptional seasons for us. They really, really haven't that. But McTominay, has been at the club for several years. He's been here since 2012, been in our senior squad since 2017. And I think McTominay is the foreseeable future for Man United. I think we could enter negotiations over extending Fred's contract at the football club and all of that. So there you go. But definitely Solskjaer will be here next season and all of that, because I want his managerial tenure to work out, because at the end of the day, he was a great player for the football club for 11 years and he flourished under Alex Ferguson's guidance. Of course, Solskjaer, he's gaining more experience now as a manager as well, which is obviously, very, very good, because Man United is the 3rd club in his managerial career. Obviously, before he was at us, he was at Molde, won a couple of Norwegian titles with Molde, and before he was at Molde, he was at Cardiff. Of course, he only enjoyed a very short tenure with Cardiff, but he got sacked from Cardiff. The main explanation why he got sacked from Cardiff is because, he ended up getting Cardiff relegated. Don't forget, from 2008 to 2010, Solskjaer managed the Manchester United reserve teams. He'd managed the Man United reserve team. So he actually, watched some of this team at this day and age grow and develop and all of that. So there you go. Like I said to Solskjaer's got big decisions to make in the summer transfer window. What players he's going to recommend in. And of course, what players he's going to get rid of. Solskjaer's already said he wants to make around 3 or 4 major signings at the end of the season. And I think he's looking to get rid of at least 5 players in the summer transfer window. So reflecting on that will generate money that way. Jadon Sancho, Solskjaer did recently say regarding him that he's not ruled out a move. Solskjaer's not ruled out Jadon Sancho making a move to Manchester United. Don't forget, he recently said that Man United is the only option for Jadon Sancho in the summer transfer window. This is, what it had said. But it says, Borussia Dortmund do want £117 million for Sancho. So actually, Borussia Dortmund's asking price seems to be the stumbling block. But Jadon Sancho is our number 1 priority target. Grealish, he's another one of our priority targets as well. Earlier on today, I give you the news on Matteo Guendouzi and Jeremy Boga. Didn't I in that? Because they are the latest players to be on our agenda. So big decisions to be made in the summer transfer window. Like I said to you as well, Solskjaer has got a goalkeeping decision to make on David De Gea and Dean Henderson. We know David De Gea is going to remain our number 1 goalkeeper for the remainder of this season. Maybe will be next season as well, because Solskjaer did recently say that Dean Henderson is not yet ready to become our number 1. So reflecting on that, Dean Henderson, could be loaned out for another season. That left back, we know, obviously, we've got Luke Shaw and Brandon Williams at left back. We know Luke Shaw's our first choice left back, isn't he? We know that. And Luke Shaw actually started at left back today, didn't he? Tonight, against Norwich. I thought he'd actually started Brandon Williams, but Brandon Williams came on in the game. But Luke Shaw's going to remain our first choice left back for the remainder of this season. We've also got to know what's going on with Angel Gomez as well. Don't forget, his contract expires in just under 3 days' time now. We have got to make a decision on Angel Gomez, his future and all of that. So there you go. But yeah, overall, very, very delighted. But, I thought, we would have won by much more. And I thought we would have performed much better, to be quite honest with you. Obviously, earlier on as well, I give you the news on Paul Pogba, didn't I? I give you the news on Paul Pogba. Solskjaer's confirmed that he wants Paul Pogba to stay at the football club. He wants Paul Pogba to stay at the football club. And he did say... Solskjaer did say that, we will need to match Paul Pogba's ambition. But since Paul Pogba's come back, he's been absolutely, he's been exceptional for us. Of course, did well when he came off the bench against Tottenham. Did very, very well in the Sheffield United game, created the most chances in the Sheffield United game. And, did very, very well when he came on tonight. That was Paul Pogba's first start against Sheffield United, by the way, in 10 months. But I think Paul Pogba's going to finish the season on a high anyway. He really, really is. But Solskjaer has confirmed that he does want him to stay at the football club. Lingard... I said he'd start today, didn't I? Solskjaer was recently talking about, Lingard's future, and he said he doesn't know what the future holds for Jesse Lingard, basically. He doesn't know what the future holds for Lingard. Basically, he's got to prove himself, if he is, to possibly stay with Man United. Lingard has got a year left on his Man United contract, but the club do have an option to extend it for a further year, I think. But, yeah. But Lingard is definitely, one of the deadwood in the squad. So anyway, guys, that's everything to update you today. Drop your comments, likes, follow on the channel if you do. Consider subscribe as always, and take care. God bless, and I'll see you all again very, very soon.